Do you want to describe your very first hit? Do you want to talk about your first kill?
This dude and his wife were sleeping on the ground, and we're coming up, and it was enough to go white light.
They didn't have any weapons on them in the vehicle, which is weird. So homie, we're getting off the bird, and he goes around the back of the car, opens up the the trunk. Then he gets everything that he needs out of the way, and he picks up a PKM, and because just the cutout handle on the side.
And I just see him reach over, and I can see the pistol grip, goes for it, and then I just dropped him. Just dropped him right there. Well, he was already down. Just shot him there as he lay.
And that's whenever I started shooting him, and it was clear as day for me. Every dot, I knew where every single round was landing.
The first kill that I ever got was on that Iraq deployment, and it's when we just decided, we said we're gonna go slow. We're gonna go in quiet. We're not gonna blow the door, we're gonna pick the lock. We figured out ways to break the glass quietly and open it. Just go inside, wake them up. How many Al-Qaeda guys can you check for a suicide bomb and then wake them up by saying, shh?
And I remember one thing that was so crazy about that is his wife right next to him did not make any peep, did not cry. She just looked over and just stayed there. She sat up, that was it.
One of the nights we were going into this thing, we had a lane, a hallway, and like the first time we're trying this quiet, and we're walking in, this Al-Qaeda dude hops out. He's got an AK-47. He could have killed every single one of us, but he couldn't see us.
And that was my first engagement. I was on the second floor. We were the last team out, so we were pulling guard for the team going before us, climbing in the helicopter. I saw a guy across the street pop out with an AK and aim it up. And I'm like, whoa, okay. And I took a breath, and it jammed on him. So he was like messing with it. And I remember just thinking, okay, red dot, and boom. I either shot him right in the head or whatever. He disappeared in the room. His weapon flew out the window. I started screaming for my team leader, like, hey, Pete, did you see that, Pete? Come here. I just shot this dude. He's like, good job. Keep doing your job. And took off. It was just who Pete was.
These are our first kills. This actually turned out to be the sniper who initiated the fire to rescue Captain Phillips from the Somali Pirates. We got our first kills together. We went outside and we did this cross pan that we'd always been working on. Like if you're on this side, you cover this way, you cover this way. And then you wave and move or whatever. So we're out here, these two dudes pop up like pepper poppers. So we get our first two kills and I'm like, shit, I just killed that guy. And he goes, yeah, I just killed that guy. I go, okay, what do we do now? And he goes, maybe we should try one of those bounding things.
Let's talk about your first kill in the A-10.
As soon as we show up, those tiny little helicopters, and the pilots are such badasses. They're out of munitions, and they're like shooting it out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they're in like M4 out the door, mag dumping out the door at this enemy fighting position.
That's what they want to do.
That's what they wanted to do. Oh man, I have so much respect for those guys. Got them outside of the bomb frag range, so like a safe distance, and they just came in medium altitude and put a 500-pound bomb and silence the guns.
I'll bet that would do it.
And that was my first kill as a sniper. And
how did that feel for you? What was the distance?
300 yards. Like
300 yards?
Yeah, 300 yards, a little over 300. But I remember being on top of the rooftop, and the sun is coming up, so I can see now. Normally, like 98% of our missions are at night. This is the first time I remember seeing like Afghanistan or overseas in the daylight like that. And I see these figures in the tree line moving and bobbing up and down, and I'm like, that doesn't seem right. So I look through my scope, and that's where I see they're carrying the weapons, and one guy's setting up here, one guy's trying to set up and take his little friend further down in the tree line. So I'm looking at him and I'm like, wait, this doesn't make any sense. We're not being shot at, but they have weapons. I called it up to our ground force commander, and he's like, anybody with weapons that is deemed as a threat, engage. And I remember looking at my spotter, I'm like, dude, we're gonna smoke these dudes, man, before they, start shooting at us. Took the shot, my first shot missed, but I remember the recoil and the smell of when you first fire that round and you've got a clean weapon, it's oiled up and you get that gas blowback. I was shooting an SR-25 and shot the first guy. First shot missed, hit him the second time, went down to the second guy. My spotter picked up the third guy. And I remember with his 300 Win Mag, and it felt good, but it also didn't feel like it was real. My first time shooting a three-dimensional moving human target.
10th time out, maybe. Never found myself in the right position. And I was hungry. I was like, oh God.
Then he gets everything that he needs out of the way, and he picks up a PKM.
We said we're gonna go slow. We're gonna go in quiet. We're not gonna blow the door. We're gonna pick the lock.
Like, I got to do my job, right? It wasn't a target. I got to do my job. I stopped him from shooting somebody.
Yeah, and then there were quite a few more employments on that trip. It was pretty active at that time.
But just putting one round and watching the body go down was it was weird. It was weird.